How's it going, chat? What's going on over here with it? Why is that so messed up? Let's fix that. Oh, let me fix it. There we go. No. There we go. Hope everybody's had a good week. We're here live and we're on our first episode of the Merciless files or cases. I forgot what I've already named it. We were gonna do the what was it, 656 Boulevard, the Watchers series on Netflix. We were gonna do that, but I started looking into it, and it doesn't look like a great case to go over first. So what we're gonna end up doing tonight is probably about an hour long on the Elisa Lam case, the body that was found in a water tank on top of the Cecil Hotel. A young lady that it looks like it may have been an apparent suicide. I've actually got a website that we're going to look into and go over it. Us as a chat, us as a community, we're going to look into it. We're going to kind of deep dive into it. We're also going to give a shout out to the website that we're going to. But if you would like to talk to me personally about the case after, son of a fucking tablet, piece of shit. After we get done talking about it live, you can reach out to me at LOA DeadWolvz. The link to that is in the description. I'm actually gonna do something different with this tablet before I end up chucking it across the room. We're gonna set it up in this thing because I guess that thing, the grips are gone out of it. So we need a new grip there. So yes, I will be watching it to the side, I guess, tonight. So we're gonna go over the Elisa Lam case. Don't throw stuff at chat. My bad. Yeah, that wasn't nice of you. And we're gonna go over the Elisa Lam case. Still, I guess, unsolved, and things are still falling. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but we're gonna get into it. Is that too low? That looks a little too low. Is that better? I hope that's better. But yeah, before anything else decides to fall apart in this room, I'm going to go to screen capture. Turn my webcam off. And let's dive into it. So I found most information on this website. It's called ictales.com. Or right here is the link, ictales.com. It's still an unsolved case of Elisa Lam. They actually done a really good job of going into a little bit of the backstory of of who Elisa Lam is. Like they have a whole content thing here, but what we're gonna look at on our end is we're gonna look at the investigation. I believe these are more or less theories. It's a suicide theory, a sexual assault and murder theory, an accident, and then we're going to jump down here to the frequently asked questions. And let's see, at the timeline of leading up to the disappearance, the body, probably check into the mental illness because she was a diagnosed bipolar. And we will probably look at what kind of medication she was, what bipolar disorder means. I'm not real worried about the media coverage because they always put a spin on it. Here's a picture of said body. It was taken by, there it is, Mariana Montranza from Texas. Of course, copyrighted, so give her much love. This is the picture of the body as they found it. So what we're, like I said, we're gonna just look into a few things. We're not gonna really look into her background, her travel adventure, and all that things. We're gonna go to the disappearance. All right. So as you can see here, there is a video of it on BuzzFeed. I've actually watched this video myself. She is acting extremely strange in the video, not like a person would be when they're on vacation and just traveling around. She actually looks kind of terrified or scared. I've never seen anybody with diagnosed bipolar act the way she did here. So if you want to, go look that up. I'm not going to play it on here. Yeah, you guys can have a look at that, but we're going to look a little further. Speculation theories. From 28th of January, the date of arrivals, to 31st of January, the date of the disappearance. Strange behavior of Elisa. It indicates that she was suffering from a disorder, probably some mental health issues. She did not inform the hotel before leaving. That's why the hotel informed the police. Police searched the premises of the hotel, reported missing, and informed Lamb's family members, according to Amy Price, the Cecil Hotel manager, which is where she was at. This is where she was discovered, at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Her body was up in a water tank to the a water supply tank to the hotel itself. A few of the things I have read was the only reason they found out she was up in the water tank was because people were starting to complain about the quality of the water to the hotel. So I'm guessing people got up and was taking showers, brushing their teeth, making coffee, and they felt like their water was off. And this explains the video. That she keeps pressing all the buttons in the elevator, and she returns to the elevator, and she keeps peeking around like corners and stuff, and acting like you can see in there. She would hide in corners, and she would peek out. And if you ain't seen it, you need to look at it. It's really truly bizarre. On the 13th of February, police released her last video evidence when she was in an elevator. It seems that she was not alright due to her unusual behavior. Like I said, extremely bizarre behavior from what I've seen in the video. And the footage, she keeps pressing all the buttons and then comes out, and she's just acting really weird. On the 19th of February, hotel maintenance worker Santiago Lopez found her body in one of the water tanks in a very dilapidated condition. It was unbelievable how she ended up in the water tank without clothes on. It was reported that Elisa Lam died. Well, yes. The condition of the body, we can... the autopsy reports, I think I found a coroner's report somewhere, and we might go look at that. The autopsy report from Los Angeles Police Department suggested that there was no sign of any physical trauma or any dosage of illicit drugs in her blood. It was stated in the report that the body was found naked in one of the water tanks. The same clothes that were seen in the elevator video were floating along with the body, and her room key was also there with the body. This leads to various fanatic stories and speculation about her. Some suggested that she was under the influence of recreational drugs. Some alleged that she had some mental illness, like issues like bipolar disorder, which has high mood swings. It was also contended that this case can be of accidental drowning. And we're going to look into the investigation here. But with all that, she was a diagnosed bipolar, so she was supposed to be taking medicine. From what I've read, she was off of her medicine for quite some time. So, and again, the way she was acting in this video, it was really bizarre, and I've never personally seen somebody with bipolar disorder act the way she acted in that video. So back to the investigation. Los Angeles police were investigating this case. How she got to the hotel's roof as the doors were locked was a mystery. The hotel's fire escape was the only option. Some days after the incident, a video went viral showing the fire escape and water lids of 2 tanks were open. Police tracking dogs were also unsuccessful in tracing her after her disappearance. At the crime scene, it came out from the report that she could be under influence of rare alcohol, which could not be traced under normal screens. Also, she was not taking her medicines for bipolar disorder. That kind of puts to rest the the alleged part. If she's on medicine for it, and that kind of tells you she was bipolar. Um, where was we at there? The autopsy report illustrated the signs like blood pooling, which could be a form of sexual abuse. However, some medicine practitioners nullified this theory based on the evidence of her anal area that it could be due to drowning. After Lamb's death, her blog post was updated. Later, it was found that the blog had an automatic feature for posting blogs. Okay. Uh, so that's three of the things we wanted to go over already. Let's see. What was the other ones? Well, I guess it was 311. Suicide. Because of the complexity of this case, many theories were proposed by people. Suicide was the first, I guess, theory. Some suggest that Elisa Lam died due to suicidal tendencies due to her history of bipolar disorder. Lamb's disappearance could be justified. She could have climbed a water tank and drowned herself in any psychotic episode. The next theory is alcohol or drugs influence. Lamb's vanishing at the Cecil Hotel indicated that she was under influence of drugs or alcohol. The autopsy report found a very minor, less than 1% trace of alcohol. It was highly probable that she could have reached the water tank and fallen in it, but could not get out of it. Sexual assault and murder. Some believe that due to the rogue history of the Cecil Hotel, some could have influenced her and taken her to the hotel's roof for sexual favors. Signs of blood pooling around her anal area were indicating this possibility. Paranormal activity. Internet sleuths were investigating the crime with their own stories by suggesting that there was a ghost and supernatural activity that was the cause of the death of Elisa Lam. Los Angeles police discarded this story because of baseless arguments. An accident. The crime scene indicated that it could be a case of an accident. She could have climbed the water tank for some reason, but due to under medication, she lost her balance and fell into the water tank. The elevator game. People compared the behavior of Elisa with the Korean elevator game after the video released her being in an elevator. Overall, Elisa's death raised so many doubts. Lamb's disappearance and vanishing at the Cecil Hotel has been a mystery for police till now. The lack of evidence made this case more complicated. Is there any? Did they share any evidence? I did not read. Like I said, we're not going to look at the media coverage. We are going to look at what does bipolar disorder mean. Bipolar disorder is a mental illness in which a person experiences high mood swings and has a range from depressing lows to manic highs. There can be several reasons behind it, like as genetics, a fatal shock to the mind, changes in brain structure, etc. I thought it was going to tell us which prescription medicine she was on. Which would have been it. Even Netflix has done a docu-series over Elisa Lam's disappearance, and now we are going to take it a step further and attempt to in an attempt to come up with our own conclusions. Obviously they have one more look at theirs. Let's see if we can't find. Let's look at their conclusion real quick before I lose this page. Overall, the unsolved case of Elisa Lam has remained one of the most mysterious and intriguing cases in the history of criminal justice systems. It all started with a diagnosis of Elisa Lam's disorder. She was under-medicated, and despite that, she was freely traveling around the continent. It was an unreasonable risk taken by her parents, which cost them their daughter. The mischievous death of Lam is still haunting the police department. Although the law did not hold the case for trial, the criminal justice system was shaken by her death. Due to this failure, stories of supernatural or paranormal activities popped up. A conclusion will give justice to Elisa and her family waiting for justice. Alright. So they really didn't have a conclusion. We're gonna draw one. Let's go over here. Let's take a look at the Cecil Hotel. Los Angeles. Let's look at some pictures of it. Alright, so this is what we're looking at. This is the Cecil Hotel. Okay. Looks like it's a pretty decent looking hotel. It's not a bad looking hotel, that's for sure. Let's see if we can. What's going on, DeadWolvz? Let's see some hotel water tanks. See if we can get some image. Alright, so apparently her body was found in one of these 4 tanks. I just want to see the picture. Okay, yeah, one of these 4 tanks. Can we get a better idea of which one it was? It looks like the back right, so this one here. Alright, I guess it's big enough for a body to go into. But my question is, why wouldn't the tanks have been locked up? Alright, why is there not like a lock on the hatches? Because if the hatches are the only way in, her being able to get to the roof via fire escape, that kind of would make sense, because you got to have the fire escapes available just in case you need to use them. But the water tanks not being locked up is unusual. Of course, it's popped open. I don't know if they had like a tool, or if somebody here had a key to open it up, and I'm just making an assumption on this at the moment. So if they were locked up, somebody would have had to use a key to have gotten into it to put the body in, right? So what do we know now? Right now, we're gonna look at her. She looks kind of small, a little bit petite, fairly short. Those look to be what, about 12, maybe 13 foot. Like if he was standing next to it, yeah, 12, 13 foot tall. So she would have had to been able to, because she could have went this way and then crawled on top and then maybe hopped in. Unless that's is that attached to that, or did he have to bring that over there with him? Maybe there are ladders attached. No, it don't look like there's ladders there. No, there's not ladders attached to it. So they had to bring their own ladders. So in order for her to have done it herself, she would have been out of her mind to walk up, shimmy through here, jump up, crawl up, and then jump in. To me, that almost kind of rolls out the whole suicide for me. That just seems like a lot of work to go through just to do that. And again, I believe the tank should have been locked up. I can't get any closer into that picture, because I think if I click it, it goes to the article. Wish there was a closer picture of them. So she would have had to come here, climb these, and still be able to get up there. I don't think she committed suicide that way. I think suicide is completely off the table. This is yeah, you would think these would be locked up. They have places to be locked. But that's the no, that would have been this one. So, no, I guess maybe it is attached to it. But still, either way, these hatches at least should have been locked up. Even if it was just a maintenance worker that had the key to it, like, let's see. Can I click on this picture? No, I can't. Is there a better picture? No, there's not. There's the video again. Okay, so where is this? Would be the fire escape? Where is the fire escape? I want to see the fire escape. So yeah, again, petite, looked extremely, well, not extremely short. Looked short enough to be able to, like, this door should have been locked. Would you like to go away somewhere? Apparently this door was locked and she used the fire escape to get up there. And this would have been the tank she got in, so it does have a ladder attached to it. That makes things a little bit easier, but still, to use a fire escape and then climb up the side of a tanker. All 4 roof tanks are 4 by 8 foot, so it's 4 by 8, so it's 8 foot tall. On concrete blocks with no fixed access, and hotel workers had to use a ladder to look at their lids, which are heavy and difficult to lift. Sniffer dogs on the roof did not detect Elisa. Was the lid on the tank in place or not? There was some confusion about the lid on the water tank, as police originally said at the time of Elisa's discovery that it was closed. However, maintenance worker Santiago Lopez said at the September 2013 lawsuit hearing that the lid was open. What happened to her phone? Lisa's phone was not found either with her body or in her hotel room. Where is it? Was Elisa sick with tuberculosis? Some believe that Lamb may have been sick with TB since there was an outbreak around the time of her death that affected thousands of people in the area near Cecil. The test to identify tuberculosis is called Lamb Elisa, but her autopsy showed no evidence of tuberculosis in her lung. What caused the blood in Elisa's anal area and rectum to be prolapsed? Was it really decomposition? Other strange facts. 2002 Dark Water remake. 2005 similarity. Unanswered questions. How did Elisa get on the roof of the Cecil Hotel and into the tank? The doors and stairs that access the hotel's roof were apparently locked by staff with an alarm. However, the hotel's fire escape could have allowed her to bypass this, and a video on YouTube showed that the hotel's roof was easily accessible via the fire escape, and that the two of the lids of the water tanks were open. All 4 roofs open. It seems like a lot of work to me. Like, if I'm gonna do something like that, I'm not trying to climb all the way up and then drown myself. I'm gonna attempt to take the quicker way out and probably jumped from the Cecil itself, because I mean it looked like it was pretty tall. We might have to go back. There it is. Yeah, I would have just jumped. I still think suicide's off the table at this point. So we're gonna look at another one. 4 theories. What was she doing before she died in the video? I don't want to take the risk and play a video. But it did say that they had to take a ladder to lift the lids on the towers. Hell, there they are again. But that's something else. Yeah, I definitely would have taken the plunge instead of taking that plunge. So this video shows two tanker doors are open, but when they were discovered, 1 tanker door was just open. That's interesting. I mean, somebody was on the roof and had to close it afterwards. It could have been when they discovered the body. They could have closed it then. That's a possibility. We'll leave that on the table. What is, let's see if we can't find the corners. Elisa Lamb autopsy report. Oh, it's not even going. Let us use Wikimedia. Says it's a public record. There we go. Okay. Alright, so the cause of death was drowning. Bipolar disorder. 21-year-old Asian woman found in water storage tank on the roof of her hotel. Moderate decomposition, no trauma, history of bipolar disorder. See separate toxicology report. See separate microscopic report. Let's go to the next page. External examination. The body is identified by toe tags. Yada yada. Refrigerated adult female Asian who is in moderate decomposition. She appears the given age of 21. The body weighs 121 pounds. Measures 66 inches and is thin. The skin shows a 1-inch scar on the right knee and a quarter round abrasion on the left knee. Wrist scars are absent. Tattoos are not present. Rigor has been abolished. Livor mortis is not, does that say appreciated? The head is, dang, I can't read that one. And covered by brown hair. There is no balding. The hair can be described as straight. Examination of the eye reveals irides that appear to be brown, irises in color, and sclerae that are white. There are no petual hemorrhages of the conjunctive of the lids and or eclaria. Can I just click on that? Yeah, that works. That is most ciliac. The oral nasal passages are unobstructed. Upper and lower teeth are present. Dentures are absent. The neck is unremarkable. There is no chest deformity. There is no increased anterior posterior diameter. The abdomen is flat. The genitalia are those of an adult female. The anus is whatever the hell, shows pooling of blood in the subcutaneous tissue surrounding the orifice. The extremities show no edema, joint deformity, abnormal mobility, non-therapeutic punctures or needle tracks. The body is in a state of moderate decomposition with greening of the body, sparing the lower legs and feet. There is marbling seen on the upper thighs. The scalp, skin, and hair easily sloughs with slight pulling. The head and face is bloated with bulging eyes. The face shows skin and slippage on the forehead and right cheek that is dry and brown in color. Skin slippage is present on the chest, back, arms, and left lower leg. The skin shows marked wrinkling of the palms, fingers, soles of feet, and toes. The internal soft tissues and organs show whatever the hell that means. And autolysis. Evidence of external traumatic injury, none. Clothing, the body was not clothed, and I inspected the clothing. The clothing consisted of one pair of black short size men's medium with a logo on the front left leg, one green shirt labeled JJM size large with a logo on the back, on the back neck labeled Alexander Keith India Pale L, and a logo on the left front chest of a deer with the antlers and the words turn over the tartan. One pair of black underwear with lace trim labeled Calvin Klein size small/petite. One pair of black polka dot sandals labeled Berkeys with the following numbers. Initial incision. The body cavities are entered through the standard coronal incision and the standard Y-shaped incision. No foreign material is present in the mouth, upper airways, and trachea. Internal injuries. The neck organs are layer-wise dissected and removed and blocked with tongue. There is a focus of arrhythmia and posterior left tongue deep in the tissue. There is no trauma seen, no lesions are present, nor is trauma of the gingival lips or oral mucosa demonstrated. There is no edema of the larynx. Both hyoid, buoyant, and larynx are intact. There is no evidence of gross hemorrhage in the area. The tissue is further fixed for dissection. The soft tissues are removed. Alright. Both pleural cavities contain dark brown fluid, 300 cc's on the right, 200 cc's on the left. The lungs are voluminous. Soft tissues of the thoracic and abdominal walls have late post-mortem softening, discoloration, and crepitation. The subcutaneous fat of the abdominal wall measures a half-inch thick. Breasts are examined and sectioned in the usual manner and show no abnormalities. The organs of the abdominal cavity have a normal arrangement and none are absent. There is no fluid collection. The peritoneal cavity is without evidence of peritonitis. There are no adhesions. Systemic and organ reviews. Let's see. No abnormalities of the bony framework or muscular presence. Respiratory, scant secretions are found in the upper respiratory passages. The mucosa has brown post-mortem discoloration. The lungs are crepitant and there is post-mortem softening. The left lung weighs 250 grams. The right lung weighs 350 grams. The visceral pleura are smooth and intact. The parenchyma has post-mortem gaseous distension and edema. The pulmonary vasculature is without yeah, whatever that says. Gastrointestinal is intact. Liver weighs 1025, average size. Urinary tract uh, normally situated in capsule strips, revealing a surface. Yada yada. The pyramids are not remarkable. Not remarkable genitalia system. The uterus is symmetrical, and the uterine cavity is not enlarged. The fallopian tubes are unremarkable. The endometrium shows postmortem discolorization. Uh, Cervix, vagina have normal appearance for the age. A hemolymphatic system. The spleen weighs 75 grams and is average size. The thyroid is unremarkable. The parathyroid glands are not identified. The adrenal are unremarkable. The thymus is not identified. The pituitary gland is not identified due to cerebral necrosis. Special senses. The eyes are not dissected. The middle and the inner ear are not dissected. Head and central nervous. There is no subcutaneous or subgaleal hemorrhages of the scalp. The external periosteum and duramater are stripped, showing no fracture of the calvarium or base of the skull. There are no tears of the duramater. There is no epidural, subdural, or subarachnoid hemorrhage. The brain weighs 1,100 grams. Brain color and soft, yada yada. The spinal cord not dissected. Representative sections and two storage jars. Toxicology: bile, heart, blood, liver, tissue, stomach contents, spleen, and brain have been submitted to the lab. A comprehensive screen was requested. At scene photos are available. Photographs have been taken prior to and during the course of autopsy. Radiology: the body is X-ray of the head. Okay. Witnesses: diagrams. Opinion: the decedent died as a result of drowning. A complete autopsy examination showed no evidence of trauma, and toxicology studies did not show acute drug or alcohol intoxication. Decedent had a history of bipolar disorder for which she was prescribed medication. Toxicology studies were performed for the presence of these drugs. However, quantitation in the blood was not performed due to the limited sample availability. Therefore, interpretation is limited. Police investigation did not show evidence of foul play. A full review of the circumstances of the case and appropriate consultation do not support intent to harm oneself. The manner of death is classified as accident. The case was discussed with the chief coroner / medical examiner / interim director, who concurred with this opinion and death certification. See narrative: water tank on rooftop. Now here's where they would like show if they had like stab wounds or bruising or like scratches or anything like that would stand out on the body itself. She didn't have any tattoos or stab wounds, so that's why this is all pretty much blank. That is just a witness statement, I believe. So they did do some evidence collecting. Sexual assault evidence kit, oral swab, external swab, vaginal swab, cervical swab, rectal swab, and a fingernail kit, which they used to look for skin or DNA under the fingernails of the victim. Reference specimens: hair kit and pubic hair kit. This is what clothing was around the body. Microscopic report. Let's see, they done a lung, kidney, liver, heart, thyroid, and autolyzed. On the slides was lung, liver, kidney, heart, thyroid. It tells you which slides. All tissue sections are autolyzed. Let's see here. Immediate cause: drowning. They're marking it as an accident and could not be determined. Regular number 2. Limited blood, yeah, that was discussed in the autopsy. All of that was, let's see what we have here. Okay, so all of this was discussed in the autopsy as well. this is like a description. So see, we do have some things. Skin slippage here. Black mold on the body. Skin slippage here. Brown patch. Brown patch. Skin slippage here and here. The abrasion, the scrape, the corner tags. Wrinkled skin. Wrinkled skin. Wrinkled skin. Marbling of the gut. Skin slippage around the neck. Skin slippage here. Her skull is fine. There were no breaks of the facial bones. Skin slippage of the scalp. Eye was bulging. It was identified by her passport. On February 20th, 2013. There goes this is the toxicology report, I think. Advil. Loose, they give the pill numbers. And again, these may be examples as well, because it said on her toxicology that there was, well, Wellbutrin. These may have been pills she should have been taking. These ones. It's better they don't give no side effects. Alright, let's see. Negative for alcohol. Non-determined for bupropion. Present was this. And bupropion metabolites. Which means she was whatever those are. Not determined, not determined, not determined, not determined. A lot of questionable, I guess. But ibuprofen's ibuprofen. That's so far present. I'm not sure what UGG means. Let's see. Here we go. UGG micrograms per gram. I'm not sure if that's a lot. I don't even know what these are. Alright, so we went over the autopsy, a little bit of evidence what was there. Got a little bit of my insights on it. I really don't think that suicide should even be on the table. As far as these not being locked up, that's something with the hotel itself. I'm sure some staff got fired for either not locking it up or not locking up the fire escape. Why would no fire escape have an alarm on the door to it as well? That could be something with the hotel. Whoever owns it at the moment, they should have taken better care of that. But let's draw some things here. Let's get out of this. This is the Elisa Lamb case that we are looking at, and we're gonna draw our own little conclusion here as I come back to the webcam. So we have it here. This young lady, traveling the West Coast without any kind of supervision. She's supposed to be on some medication for bipolar disorder. From the toxicology report, she may have had a little bit of those medications in her system. But we're looking at something bigger, right? The accidental death. A few things with that that's not sitting right with me at the moment. For starters, if you go into a store, if you hit a fire door, or one of those doors that say "Do not block fire exit," if you hit one of those doors, an alarm sounds. Yeah, I'm sure we've all been inside of a Walmart or a Target or Kroger's and somebody's bumped into one, or somebody's hit one, or somebody's tried to go out of one. Y'all know what that alarm sounds like. Okay. So a couple of things with that, like I said, don't sit right with me. Uh, there should have been an alarm on the fire escape door that would have alerted anybody that's working in the hotel. The fact that the water tanks were open at the time of discovery either means that somebody had came back to it, or it, there were, like I said, there were two of them open, so somebody was either there around the same time that she had went disappearing, or somebody knew she was there and they came back. And that, or the date of discovery, they were just checking all tanks, but they were only able to get to two of them. And again, if it were a manic episode or a psychotic break, maybe that would explain the determination to climb up a fire escape, then climb up a 4x8 water tank, or get up a 4x8 water tank, which I guess had a ladder to it, and then make the decision to plunge into the water tank without a way out. Which again, that doesn't make any sense, because if you gotta clean the water tanks, you gotta have a way out. Maybe the maintenance people carry ladders with them all the time. Uh, so off stream, we are going to. You can reach me at DeadWolvz Discord. Link in the description. You guys can talk with me there. But I have a few ideas that I am gonna be thinking about. And to try and, you really have to watch the video. The way she was acting, she was not herself, or anybody I know that has slash had bipolar never acted that way, at least around me. And I've known a few people with the disorder. It's a crazy disorder. I'm not calling them necessarily, the disorder itself is crazy. Uh, but yeah, I will have my opinions on it tomorrow. Um, probably around the same time, about 7:30 in the evening. Maybe 8. I will draw up some conclusions. I want you guys in the chat to draw up some yourself. We went over the case. We went over the autopsy. We looked at pictures of the Cecil Hotel. We've looked at pictures of the tanks. Uh, I'm not going to show the video, but you guys can watch it on BuzzFeed. It's the Elisa Lam case. Uh, yeah, and tomorrow let's all get together. I know this was kind of a shorter week for this, but we're going to get together tomorrow. We're going to go over a few things if you guys would like to, and we will draw our separate conclusions from what we've learned here, what you might learn on your own, what you might see that I don't see, and we'll have a verdict ourselves here on the Merciless channel of the Lisa Lam case. I hope you guys had a great week at work, or not at work, and I hope you guys have a great night. Take care of you. Remember that you are important. Uh, and if there's any case that you guys want to cover after this, put it in the comments. Mention it. We'll do it. We'll look into it. And I'm gonna try and get a good source for actual evidence photos. I've not been able to search one out just yet. But if you got cases you want to talk about, we're gonna put them on here. We're gonna look at them one day, talk about them one day, and then another day we're gonna draw a conclusion on it, and see if we might be able, see if we can't help some people out there. Maybe get some peace of mind, and let's just do it from here. You guys have a great evening. Remember, you're loved. Love one another. Love yourself. Take care of one another. Take care of yourself. And everybody have a good evening. And I will see you guys tomorrow.